seed, sipping herbal tea, and fight for menstrual equity. Hey, I get cramps at. Get cramps at. Get cramps, get cramps. Get cramps, get cramps. Get cramps, get cramps. You're now tuned in to the Kick Cramps Ass podcast with your host, Brittany Walker, advocating for menstrual equity, period poverty, and womb wellness. New episodes on Menstruation Mondays.
Happy Menstruation Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Kick Cramps Ass podcast, where I am your host, Brittany Walker, and you've made it to episode 13, where I keep her tight and right. All right, so we will be taking deep diving into chapter 12 of N&G's formula to kick cramps ass, a blueprint to naturally get rid of menstrual cramps. And it is Monday, August 7th, so happy Menstruation Mondays. You know, we like to kick off each episode with the I am power statement, I representing information, A representing affirmation, and M representing manifestation. And the I am power statement for today is, I am using all natural and organic menstrual hygiene products in order to eliminate and prevent future uterine ailments. Ashe. And so there it is. You know, we always like to have a tea of the day, so we are definitely sipping on some of our Cramp elixir. For those of you who are on YouTube and Spotify, you can see on video. We have it available at our Kick Cramps Ass store online on our website, and we love it because it does everything that we needed to do to help get our womb tight and right for our menstrual cycles. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, we have been reading the book all season, and this is going to be a lengthier chapter than normal. So I want to go ahead and get right into it. So chapter 12, I keep her tight and right. Some risk factors associated with primary menstrual pain are menarche at an early age, family history with menstrual pain, abnormal body mass index, the habit of eating fast food, menstruation duration, cigarette, coffee consumption, and psychological symptoms such as depression and anxiety. Rahman and his team in 2020. All right. Oh, my apologies, Rahman and her team. My apologies, 2020. One of the most life-changing moments I have had is when I instantly saw results after changing the feminine hygiene products that I have been using my entire life. I think I was more baffled than anything to know that women around me, including myself, have been ignorant to the items that we were referred to for decades. Chemicals are the common denominator in all diagnosis. Be mindful, whatever enters your vagina hole goes directly into your bloodstream within a matter of minutes, whether it is a childbirth defect, nutrient deficiency, mental health imbalance, or simply an illness. It comes down to the amount of chemicals in your body and the overuse or lack of nutrients. So why eat foods made from chemicals, drink beverages full of toxins, or wear feminine hygiene products that were made with these ingredients? This aids in being odorless, preventing unnecessary discharge, and regulating your menstrual blood color. N&G recommends using and wearing all natural and organic feminine hygiene products. I am a fan of trying different types of products as long as it contributes to positive health outcomes. I was never taught to not use bar soap on my vagina. Wait a minute. So the times I went to the OBGYN, did she not plug me with the correct resources? I used my very first Yoni wash in 2018 from the femme expert known as the Detox Girl Lexi. It was like music to my vagina's ears. It not only drastically decreased my cramps, but also improved my overall vagina health. There's nothing like a fresh plant-based vagina. The smell is impeccable. Lexi took a small hiatus, which led me to other brands, Garner's Garden, Goddess Body, and Femme Magic. I used the Vag Elixir from Femme Magic one time, and it truly deep cleaned the walls of my vagina, leaving a divine smell. Then I was introduced to the Honey Pot Company by B. Dixon. First, let me say that I absolutely love this woman's energy. In 2020, I had the opportunity to sit on a panel with her. She is always unapologetically herself, and it was an honor to be in the presence of this goddess. I currently use the original feminine wash, have tried the normal, sensitive, and cucumber aloe vera, which is my fave, their feminine wipes, and panty spray. I use this during the summer as this is a great alternative for natural armpits as well, and used to wear the pads before discovering the menstrual disc. On the days when I am not using their feminine wash, I use just water to clean my vagina. So I'm going to take a pause. I currently do not use the Honey Pot company anymore because I actually just use water. After doing so much research and looking into different feminine washes, just the ingredients that were being added, I was uncomfortable with. Um, I'm not prone to chemicals. I'm not prone to adding additives or preservatives into ingredients so they can have longer shelf life. I'm sorry, shelf life. I definitely just prefer to use water, but that does not mean that Kick Cramps Ass won't come up with a plant-based solution that does not have additives in the future. So let's get back to reading. Since starting my cycle, I use pads, all types, tampons, all types, menstrual cups, and disc. Tampons were my go to in high school due to being an athlete, but stopped using them in my late 20s as I had been diagnosed with menorrhagia and could not keep up with the heavy flow of blood. Although tampons are cleaner than pads, once they are full, then their body naturally starts to cramp because of the compacted area the tampon is placed in. So after switching back to pads in 2016, it was much more comfortable, although non organic at that time, for my cycle. However, it was a bloody mess, literally and figuratively. In 2020, I attempted to use a menstrual cup, but it did not agree with my vagina at all. Immediately, I started using the Honey Pot Co's pads, which I love the tingling sensation that your vagina gets from the healing agents once you first put them on. Then later that summer, I was introduced to the Flex menstrual disc by a midwife who had not used them yet. As I started earlier, I am always open. I'm sorry, as I stated earlier, I am always open to trying new effective products that will better my health. So I immediately purchased a box and started using them that night. This innovation is freaking amazing. When I realized the minor cramps that would fluctuate from time to time had dropped from like a 3 to a 1 on a 10-point scale, although I love the Honey Pot company. I made the switch only for the pads, but I still use every product I mentioned regarding the Honey Pot Co. And at this time when I wrote the book, I still was using all those products. But at this present time in 2023, I am not and have not turned back. At our consulting agency, we were blessed with a client named Majesty. So at the time when I wrote this book, again, Kick Cramps Ass was an organization, guys. It was a book that I had wrote based off case studies and research that I had been doing over the years. So at the time that I wrote this book, I was actually a business consultant. So at that time, I had a client named Majesty who was a melanin-owned business by a women's health nurse practitioner. Shout out to Majesty. You can actually go to our website because Majesty is one of our official partners. Yes, so we'll talk about that more in just a moment. She offers both disposable and reusable discs in addition to other all natural and organic feminine hygiene products, including period panties, subscription boxes, and the women's health courses. Although the disc can take time to get used to, I could not ask for an even better product to wear while on my cycle. As I mentioned before, I prefer not to wear underwear and could put a disc in and go 12 hours with constant moving without any leakage or messes. You can dump by contracting your vaginal muscles when using the restroom if you are afraid the disc is full. With an increase in sexual arousal while menstruating, you are also able to have sex with ease. You can discover more details during chapter 14, My Faves, on what we have used to keep her tight and right during these case studies. Other common factors that contribute to keeping her healthy are vaginal maintenance and sexual intercourse. Society has molded women to keep our genital areas free of hair and scold women who tend to live out loud naturally. Pubic hair helps defend your vagina from bacteria. Its protective layer fights against vaginitis, urinary tract infections, also known as UTIs, and yeast infections. That hair also safeguards the skin with moisture and reduces friction during sexual activities. Whether you shave, wax, or sugar your vaginal hair, you must be aware of the chemicals in each product that are hazardous to women's health. Leftover residue can impact your pH balance, resulting in unwanted odors, discharge, or skin issues such as acne and ingrown hairs. Be intentional while caring for your vagina, as we may groom to feel more sexually confident. However, the ultimate goal is to avoid having cramps and negative health outcomes. If you are using products with perfume or scents that are chemical based, it may take a toll on your health. Just because it smells good does not mean it's the best option for your body. This also goes for regular perfume as well, goddesses. So I'm going to take a beat. It is important to check the ingredients in your perfume and look up each ingredient. There are many chemicals in very expensive, appealing, and traditional perfume brands that are not healthy for the human body. Do your research. Back to reading. Some might say that sex is an extracurricular activity and fulfills your carnal desires. Maybe it is just me. Engaging in safe practices is always, I'm going to say that, always recommended to avoid sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, women's health diagnosis, viruses, or unplanned pregnancies. Once we, as menstruators, allow an individual into our sacred space, we embody that energy and hygiene being projected from that individual. Having random sexual partners hinders your womb because it develops soul ties to frequencies that may keep your vibration low. If your body is purified and cleansed, in order to transcend to peaceful living, having sex with an impure, toxic person will contaminate your womb. No individual's sexual desire or temptation is worth the demise of your overall menstruator's health. The yearn to be sexually pleased can be satisfied through a powerful manifestation masturbation, where you are channeling your most divine self without the disturbance of negative energy seeking to leach from your transcendent being. If after connecting with a new sex partner, and if your cycle changes in any way from the color, flow, or symptoms, then this is the opportunity to review your menstrual tracking app and assess the changes accordingly. Protect her at all costs and take accountability for what actions you take on this journey to optimal healing. Unfortunately, there are many toilet paper brands that still add chemicals to their products. Why on earth would they need to add chemicals to an item that we have to use for multiple reasons, whether we urinate, have a bowel movement, or must wipe during our cycles? Since we use toilet paper for everything, it would only make sense that over time, those chemicals would obstruct the vagina and womb. After transitioning to a healthier lifestyle, bamboo toilet paper seemed to have the most sustainable and fresh approach to protecting her. In our faves list chapter, you could check out our recommended bamboo toilet paper option that has aided in kicking cramps ass. This goes for towels as well. So let me take a pause. In our when we wrote the book, Real Toilet Paper, REEL, was our only official bamboo partner. But now we have partnered with Bim Bamboo, which we recently actually did a post about them on our social media account. So again, I will put in the description of this episode Vajesty, Bim Bamboo, their information, and then also our discount code that we have with them so you can receive a discount off of their services as well. So back to reading. We left off with this also goes with for towels as well. Changing the towel that you use on your vagina, body, and face are critical to keeping this undesirable bacteria at bay. Your vagina cannot afford to observe I'm sorry, your vagina cannot afford to absorb the germs from the remainder of your body. In the South, Many of us were raised to use the same towel for some days before changing them. We, at least those around me, were not taught to have a separate vagina towel, only a full body and face. A wet towel that sits all day through various weather conditions accumulates so many germs and bacteria. You would be shocked if you examined a towel after the towel has set from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. under a microscope. And to think you saturate the towel in water, add more soap, then place that bacteria back onto your vagina, body, and face. A quick fix to your pH balance and vaginal infections is to be deliberate with your vaginal maintenance. If you do not wash, if you do not want to wash towels, yes, towels that are wet that have been sitting in the dirty clothes basket for weeks are crawling with bacteria every single second that passes by. Daily, then you can take it back to the ancient history and wash yourself with your cleaned hands. Since towels aid in lathering of the soap, you may want to conduct this routine twice for a thorough restoration. As for your face, there are single use towels available now. However, we keep a paper towel roll next to our face products so that we may pat the first round in our face regimen and throw the towel away immediately. So I just mentioned Ben Bamboo. They actually have paper towels that are safe and biodegradable and sustainable. So think about that as an option as well. When you replace I by WE or we, even illness becomes wellness. Malcolm X, a famous quote from one of my favorite uncles in my head. Underwear, especially some nice lingerie, is pleasant to have on deck. Victoria's Secrets and I had a volatile relationship a decade or so ago because I kept a drawer full of sexy, intimate underwear. Also, before I found out that Victoria's Secrets is associated with prison work and having prisoners make their products for little of nothing. So before I used to support them. Now, not so more. Not prone to the capitalist way of living and controlling prisoners to do enslavement, especially innocent prisoners. But that's another story. Back to reading. G strings, thongs, high waisted briefs, Brazilian cut panties, name them, I had them. Until I started this journey to defeat dysmenorrhea and cramps, I had not realized how much bacteria panties capture. If you have a fresh wax or shave, you want to avoid undergarments for chafing or developing hair bumps. While exercising, the panties are riding up your ass crack, then possessing large amounts of sweat. You do not want a panty line, so you wear a thong or G-string, but may have discharge from the thin material cuffing your vulva, leaving no circulation with the moisture that is growing. Too many back-to-back thong wearing leads to unwanted discharge. So why do we need underwear again? Perhaps to hold up your pad. Either way, if you choose to wear underclothing, change them frequently. After a long 8-hour workday, especially typically 11 hours if you include your to and from commute. So maybe an hour going to work, an hour coming home, your 8-hour workday, then you got to factor in your hour lunch break. Your vagina needs to breathe from being enclosed for almost half of the day. That's a long time, guys. That's half of the 24-hour day. The buildup from sweat and other vaginal juices can lead to additional problems such as UTIs, yeast infections, or unnecessary odors. Allow her to breathe after sex, just how it is recommended to urinate after climaxing or having an orgasm. Let that vagina exhale. Not buying new panties over time can leave unwanted bacteria festering if not washed immediately and with non-chemical laundry detergent. I particularly do not wear skeevies and have been a tremendous change in my overall vaginal health since letting them go. I bet you are wondering what I do during my cycle. Those menstrual discs do wonders and leave me safe and confident with no leaking as I live out my active life. As we continue to eliminate the harmful factors that are hindering her, we are closer to kicking Cramp's ass and living a peaceful life with positive women's health outcomes. Any product that you use, whether it is your toiletries or household products, has an influence on your body. It is crucial that you use all natural and all organic products free from chemicals and toxins that over time transition to various illnesses. Most people refrain from purchasing these products because they are expensive. With a growing environmental awareness industry, there are multiple items that are extremely affordable if you prioritize and budget accordingly. I.e., let's take a pause. Getting rid of those random Amazon purchases throughout the week. Getting rid of each time you want to go out for the weekend. You need to get your nails done, your hair done. You need to buy a new outfit. You need to buy all this liquor during happy hour or when you're going out. Or it could be that you don't want to cook this week, so you've spent $40 every evening ordering takeout from DoorDash or Uber. So that's $200 in the week. You can go buy a $14 box of all natural or organic products that will last you for a couple of months. So just think about that difference or exchanging something out. Even a subscription, if you have a subscription to an app or a streaming service or something that you're not really utilizing, let that subscription go and then replace that to be your menstrual product pool that you use or your budget. All right, guys, back to reading. Da, 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 da. All right. If you are a business owner or have a home office, purchase these items with OPM or other people's money via business credit, and it's a win-win. It's considered an office supplies or product supplies because you have to be able to supply these items to your employees, as I put up my quotation marks. If you're your only sole employee, you need to be able to take care of yourself. So just keep that in mind. You're not You not only enhance your health, but also build business credit along the way while supporting eco-friendly organizations. If the business does not offer business credit directly, purchase these items from vendors, Amazon, Quill, etc., who offer invoicing net 30, 60, or 90, and use a business retail card, Sam's Club, Walmart, Target, etc., to make the purchase. With your toiletries, reconsider your toothpaste, mouthwash, bath soap, shampoo, conditioner, moisturizers, or even your face products. Have you ever taken time to thoroughly read the ingredients in each product? If not, I challenge you to do so. For the ingredients that are foreign to you, research. Research. Use your handy dandy bestie Google what that item is and what harm it can do to the body. Educate yourself. Once you are more cognizant of what you are putting into your temple, you can make the best choices to avoid a health disturbance. So let's take a beat. We see all these products on TV, these makeup brands, these perfume brands, the shampoo brands, hair dyeing, face products, skin products, all of these different items, and we don't care about looking at the back of the ingredients bill. Why? Because it's on TV. Why would they be selling something harmful to us? Believe it or not, guys, is more common than what you think. 90% of the items that are in stores are harmful for the body. You need to be able to research the ingredients on the back of these products because these ingredients will let you know, hey, side effects of these will lead to cyst growth. That could be a fibroid coming in the future. Hey, this could lead to memory loss. That's dementia or Alzheimer's in the future, guys. You got to be mindful of these things. After your body takes in so many chemicals, cancer can form, other forms of growth can form. Menorrhagia, heavy blood flow, heavy cramps, all of these things are created based off of chemical reactions in the body. And if you're consistently putting chemicals into your body, I don't care if from brushing your teeth, you think, well, I'm bound to swallow a little bit of toothpaste or a little bit of something. That's why it's important to get a toothpaste product that does not have harmful chemicals in it. Because if you've been brushing your teeth your whole life, which you have, I'm going to use myself as an example. I'll be 38 years old in October 2023. I've been brushing my teeth for 38 years. Over time, even if you just take in 1/100th of a milliliter of chemical every single day, eventually that chemical is going to form something in the body. You have to be mindful of that, guys. So going back to the reading. As a child, my apologies, wrong place. The same goes for household products such as hand washing soap, laundry detergent, or cleaning products, as you should analyze what you are using. Shout out to the True Products. That is who we use our laundry detergent through, and we also just did a post about them as well. We as a society are so prone to do what the media, our family, and peers tell us to, versus taking time to discover pertinent information for ourselves that will advance our welfare. Things to make you go, Epiphany moment, light bulb moment, I understand. Who cares if your Momo, aka your grandmother, used a stellar house cleaning product? It does not matter if you have used the same soap on your face, body, and vaginal area your entire life. Well, your tea lady, I told you guys that's your top lady, or also known as your mom down in the South, may have used those same pads because her mother and grandmother did. However, that does not mean that those contents are best for you. Pause from reading. Think about it. If you have somebody in your family that had endometriosis, fibroids, horrible cramps, maybe grandma did, all your aunties did, your mom did, but it could be that they were using the same products or are participating in the same habits that everybody else in their family did, because that is what you typically do. You do what the people teach, your elders and people teach you to do, right? But if they were not cognizant or they were not aware of, hey, let me turn around and read the ingredients on the back of this product, they're not going to teach you to do the same thing. So maybe you might be the person that's breaking that generational curse or changing that habit in your family to say, hey, we've been using a product all these years that hasn't been the best for us, and this might have been leading to the uterine ailments or even other chronic illnesses that are hindering our family and culture. Back to reading. Switch up your regimen and allow a few months to see realistic results on your overall health. Deodorant is a major debate with going natural. As a child, I did not comprehend the purpose of not wearing deodorant, therefore was ignorant when it came to those who partook in the practice. I detoxed, did not wear any deodorant for a year and a half, ridding myself of the secret brand that has slid up and down my armpits for more than 2 decades. Was this a journey or what? I now use the natural charcoal deodorant from Garner's Garden. I also use their tooth powder and mouthwash that turned my gums from extremely dark to a pure pink, along with a plethora of other items outlined in Chapter 16, our faves list. So, as you can see, if you're looking on camera, my gums are completely pink. Before I started using Garner's Garden, and if you go to their website or their social media, they have a video of a review I gave. You can see the before and after picture. I had literally dark gums, like almost the color black, and now pink. You got to be mindful of the things that you're using. I no longer have any dental issues, even, guys. Now, I no longer use Garner's deodorant. I actually went again another year without using any deodorant because I couldn't really find a brand that did not have any chemicals or gave me like a skin rash, because I even noticed that a lot of all natural deodorants are magnesium based. And if you have too much magnesium in your system, your body will react from it. So that's what my body was doing. So I actually just started using the Earthy Alternative. Shout out to her. She has an all natural product. She is actually a scientist. So cool. She's a chemist. And she now makes all natural products to help rid your body of unwanted chemicals that lead to chronic illnesses and diseases. She has a strawberry lavender that is a woman scent, but then she has this male scent. It's like a natural musk. I use both of them. I go back and forth. I told you guys, even though I do consider myself a woman and I go by the pronouns she and her, I also go by the pronouns as them, they, or theirs, because I am very open to both my feminine and my masculine energy. So times I do want to put on male's deodorant, and I have found that male's deodorant lasts really good. I can wear it up to 16 hours with no issues. So just want to throw that out there. Back to reading. So a plethora of other items. Let's see. Garner's Garden. Bam. However, cleansing the body first was significant for removal of toxins. Why remove these chemicals? Because they are proven case studies that showcase the ingredients in certain deodorants are linked to cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia, and kidney disease. Even swallowing tiny traces of toothpaste over time may contribute to gastrointestinal disorders, nausea, weight gain, muscle spasms, and depression. Just because an item is approved by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, does not mean it will protect you from the chemicals that we have on our own eyes to read on every label. So I have mentioned this before. There are over 100 foods in the United States that the FDA has approved that we can have that are banned in other countries because these foods and chemicals and GMOs and toxins lead to chronic illnesses, and the leading chronic illnesses in the United States. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I feel like I have because I've said this so many times in the last couple of years. However, 60% of the leading causes of death in the United States are diet related. Hear me again. 60% of the leading deaths in the United States are diet related. Switch up your diet. Okay? Let's come back. Let me will it back in. I start getting passionate when it comes to nutrition and diet. That plant-based nutritionist and that scientist peeking out. All that we have is to be more conscious of the products that you apply now that you have been informed. Now that you know better, we must do better, guys. Research the ramifications of these beauty techniques and products before diving into the deep end of a pool that may be hard to jump back out of after many years of damage to yourself. Fuck the peer pressure that society puts on us as women and menstruators to showcase what real beauty looks like. One of my favorite moments of the day is expressing gratitude for the strength, courage, and wisdom to advocate for my health, but also for the fine piece of specimen that Willie and Cal constructed. Shout out to my mom and dad. To have been such a superficial and vain individual in my teenage and second decade years, I wholeheartedly love my natural beauty from the kink that flourishes from the crown, from my crown's follicles to the melanin that is the impeccable shades of various earth tones, hints of golds, browns, reds, and oranges, to the body that I once was ashamed of and seriously hated, to the diddy bop that these long legs migrate with. I accept every part of me, and that's when you are at an optimal place of love and peace, that you are ready to exude the same in the healthy platonic and romantic relationships. I manifest that if you have not reached this level of frequency yet, that it is in your near future. So that wraps up chapter 12. I keep her tight and right. When I was younger, I had self-esteem issues. And then I kind of started getting cocky about myself because I was a big tomboy. I knew I was gay at an early age, but I was afraid to showcase that because I did come from a heavily Southern Baptist Christian background, and I was the youth minister at the church that I belonged to at the time. So I started getting a little cocky when I was okay. So let's take a step back. In high school, in my 11th grade year, my homeboys on the football team were like, "We dare you to dress like a girly girl on the first day of school," because I always wore men clothing when I was younger. I was a big tomboy. So I decided, I went on with the dare. They betted me some money. I took the money, dressed up. I wore heels for the first time. That wasn't like a homecoming dance or like a sports gala or something along those lines. Um, Wore heels. I had on some pants, this really cute brown top. I had my hair pulled back. I had a little bit of makeup on because back then my mom wouldn't let me do like full face of makeup. So I had a little bit of eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, had my eyebrows filled in, had that lip popping, a little bit of blush. And I got so much attention. It kicked off this like cocky narcissistic trait. And so I got into this thing where I started wearing contacts. I wanted my eyes to look a little different. I started wearing all this different weave in my hair. I wanted to look different. I didn't like my hair no more. I needed to be enhanced. I started doing all these things to my body. And then as I got in my 20s, that went overboard. I would not go to the grocery store without having a full face of makeup on. I mean, and this is where I really started like beating my face. I would have full face of makeup on. It took me more time to do my makeup than it took for me to go get the groceries out the grocery store. Okay. I just was full of myself. And then I would have all these health issues and didn't know why. And then I had that coming to moment and realized like, you need to pipe down and kind of come off that pedestal. Like, you need to not be worried about being the finest thing walking, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to keep up with society is telling you what you do. I have to have my Cardi B freaked out nails. I have to have a certain type of eyelashes on. I can't even do regular eyelashes out the beauty supply store now. I now have to wear mink eyelashes. It was just so much that went into being a woman to make myself sexy and appealing. Making sure I had my eyebrows. I went back and forth between threading and waxing, but having eyebrows done. I used to get my lip wax, which was crazy because if I'm on camera, so I'm coming up. Do you see hair on my lip? No. But when I was younger, I had heavy hair on my lip, really bad blackheads on my nose. It was really, really bad. But once I went plant-based and once I gave up like the makeup, the shampoos, the conditioners, like the facial products and things that had all these chemicals in it, my hair went away. Like, my hair went away, my blackheads went away. So that started letting me know what I was putting into my body was causing unnecessary growth. You'll see like a lot of people that have PCOS, they get like hair under their chin. They'll get like acne really bad under their chin. It's because of the growth of something that they're putting into their body. So again, I know people that have PCOS that's been able to reverse it. So once they change their lifestyle, once they start letting go of products and things that, again, society is telling you that you need to look good or for people to make you think that you're attracted, those people got rid of those things just like how I did. All right. So you just want to be mindful of what you're putting in and on your body. Once I started accepting my natural beauty and realizing like, this is who God made this. And I was made for this specific reason in this specific way. So let me take care and nourish the body that I was blessed with. And then live a very healthy lifestyle, because when I'm not stressed and trying to keep up with everybody that's going on, that helps with my mental and my emotional health. It makes me not be stressed. It makes me not fall into imposter syndrome. And it doesn't make me feel less than. It helped me boost my self-esteem and make me feel confident. I've even had people tell me, oh my God, you don't shave your armpits like that no more? You have hair under your arms? I sure do. And I don't care, because I love my natural self and I'm the healthiest I've been my entire life. I am free of disease. I am free of illness. And I have a great mental capacity. I have a great emotional capacity. I live a very peaceful and happy lifestyle because I don't give a fuck no more what everybody thinks about me. Because I know that I look good and I affirm and I manifest that to myself every single day, as I encourage you to do the same. All right. So we talked about menstrual hygiene products. Guys, pads, tampons, toilet paper, all those things, they have very harmful chemicals in it that you need to research. BPAs, phtalates, formaldehyde. And you're like, formaldehyde? Isn't that what you inject people once they die to make sure that their bodies can stay a certain state for the funeral and everything? Yep. And companies are putting this into their products. There is a list. I just encourage you, I just recommend, go look up common chemicals in toilet paper and look up common chemicals in menstrual hygiene products. Once you see that that list goes beyond 12 different items, you are going to be baffled. Then when you start researching what these chemicals actually do to the body, it's going to be that aha moment. Like, that's why everybody in my family get cancer. That's why all these women are getting fibroids. This is why endometriosis is at an all-time high. This is why infertility is becoming a really big issue. Look into it, guys. I encourage you, because once you research yourself and once you read it for yourself and you see the words and you see what it really does to your body, and not just hearing it from me or hearing it from somebody else, but really reading for yourself and researching for yourself, it is going to help catapult you into being the person that you want to be. Not even just fulfilling your own purpose and coming into who you truly are as a person, but helping your overall health. We are not here just to combat period poverty and acquire menstrual equity and achieve womb wellness. We also support all chronic illnesses, combating those things. We want life longevity. We want to be wealthy and be able to bask in the fruits of our labors. All right. So again, practicing safe hygienic practices, being careful with washing your hands thoroughly, your sexual partners, ensuring that your partner is also safe with their practices as well. I have been prone to, back in the day, being that young 20-year-old coming from the club, sweaty, funky, been partying all night and indulging into activity with somebody. You're in the moment. You're not thinking about all that. At that point, I was still drinking alcohol. I was still doing drugs. I was doing things that in my mind, I wasn't thinking about that. I'm just worried about this feeling and this sensation I want in this moment. But it's unsafe. Having somebody perform um oral sex on you that hasn't brushed their teeth, that's been eating and drinking all day, that's been smoking, that's those things will affect your pH balance in your vagina. After having so much of that bacteria go into your vagina, it can lead to other things: bacteria vaginosis, UTIs, yeast infections, and even worse, other uterine ailments. All right. So we want to be mindful of being safe with your sexual practices. Even if you don't have a sexual partner and you engage in masturbation, cleaning your toys properly, cleaning your hands properly. Once you're done, you might be like, hey, let me pass out and take this nap. Once you've had an orgasm, you might have lost that feeling in your body that you like, hey, let me just lay here and enjoy this for a second. But once you're up and moving, go use the restroom, try to urinate. It's a very important practice to try to urinate each time after you have sex so you can kind of flush out what was all in that area. Make sure you wipe down in that area with a feminine wipe. Get a towel, and you can get soap and water real quick and hook it up if you have a vaginal soap that you use, and wash your hands, clean yourself, and then wash your toy. Wash your toy after every use. Some people will use it and put it back in the drawer, and then it's sitting in the drawer closed. You might not use it again for a month or two. It's been hot outside, it's been cold at night. You have all these temperatures going in, and you got to remember, bacteria grows off of temperature control. That's why with hot food, you got to keep hot food at a certain temperature. Once it drops under a certain temperature, around 135, it used to be like 165, but like 135, like those warmers you see at like buffets and things of that sort, it is now in a danger zone, because it's not cold and it's no longer hot. It's in like that medium stage, and that's where bacteria grows the most. And that works with anything that bacteria could be attached to. So you want to be mindful of being cleanly with those practices. Be mindful of how you wipe. It sounds crazy saying it out loud, but a lot of people wipe back to front. They feel like, hey, I need to be able to get all this, that toilet tissue need to catch all this moisture, all this feces, make sure it's clean. But when you're wiping from back to front, you're wiping your feces and your urine into your vagina. And that is, remember, feces is releasing toxins and bacteria and things that your body did not absorb or did not digest. So you don't want that bacteria going back into your body. UTIs come up this way: yeast infections, bacteria vaginosis, your pH balance being off, you having a fishy smell. These things contribute to that. So you want to be mindful to wipe front to back. And also wipe front to back and drop that tissue in the toilet. Get you another tissue. I know some people that like to use one tissue to wipe 2 and 3 times and go back and forth. You want to be able to use one tissue at a time, drop, one tissue at a time, drop. I have a 3 round rule. I do that first wipe, make sure it's good. I do that second wipe to wipe up behind it to make sure we real good. And that third wipe is that pat, 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 just making sure we didn't have no extra drop come down. We make sure that everything looks clean in the anal area. So once I put back on my clothes and stand up, I don't feel like I have something stuck up there. Be mindful of that. If you don't want to focus on your wipe, invest in a bidet, and not a bidet, the full toilet. I know that could be expensive, but you could do the bidets that you could attach on the outside of your toilet, where you're able to pour like bottled water in it, so it's not pulling the water directly that your toilet uses, because we don't know if that's cleanly water, of course, and you don't want that just shooting up into your vaginal area, in your genital area. So you could get one of those that you attach to the side of your toilet. You could pour water, natural spring water into, so that you can use the bidet to clean yourself. And then maybe have single-use paper towels, free of chemical, single-use towels that you can use and rewash, and maybe pat yourself dry after that if you feel, because I know toilet tissue, once it gets wet, it's no good. All right. And then lastly, we're just going to re-encourage you to read the ingredients on every product that you use. Being part of the United States, when you purchase a product, it has to have a label on it. So you have access to the ingredients to know what you're putting in and on your body. And you would think, why would the world, or why would the United States allow products that can lead to chronic illnesses and diseases? I mean, why do we have capitalism? Doctors have to make money, pharmaceuticals have to make money. Of course, they have to have disease and stuff circulating, because how can they sustain, and how can these capitalist companies continue to make money off of us? Because they have to have people that have diseases. And that's just the real truth. So to recap, guys, I said chapter. We reviewed chapter 12. I keep her tight and right on episode 13. I keep her tight and right, where we talked about different products, menstrual hygiene products, household products, toiletries, makeup, just things that you should be mindful of, and giving you tips of researching these ingredients, researching the products that you use, and using better, safe and hygienic practices so you can avoid uterine ailments. All right. Just to let you know, guys, we have an upcoming event on Sunday, August 13th. We are having our virtual wound wellness workshop, our Kick Cramps Ass workshop, where we will be discussing an interactive womb wellness workshop. We're going through our full formula. We're giving you additional details on things you could do to have a better menstrual cycle journey moving forward. We're giving away $2,000 worth of prizes. We're so excited about it. We hope that you are able to join us. It is going to be, again, a virtual event. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to comment to this episode. If you would like more privacy, you can email us at contact@kickcrampsass.org, and we'll leave that information in the description of our bio. All right, guys, be sure to like our podcast, comment, share with somebody that you feel like can use this beneficial information. You can also check us out on our YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and keep up with those pieces of content, because we give additional education that can help you have a positive menstrual cycle journey. All right, I want to give a big shout out to JJ Cicero for the banging intro. And if there's not anything else, we want to send gratitude to you all for tuning in on this beautiful Menstruation Monday. We're manifesting a positive, productive, and peaceful remainder of the day and the week. And we'll be talking to you next Monday. Peace, guys.